Howdy, folks, and welcome back to the Vin Man Show. I'm the Vin Man. Hey, I was wondering, does anybody remember anything I've said from prior episodes? Probably not. I told you wouldn't remember. But I'll bet you do remember the jokes I told. Not on the last episode, but the one prior to that, and then the one prior to that. Hey, I told you a couple. I'll bet you remember those jokes. Come on. It was the last episode was that was the best joke of last year. The one about the guy having black testicles, and while I was in the hospital, and how many people were fooled by that joke? I told it at the end. How many people thought I was telling the truth and going, "Oh my gosh," and then find out it's a joke at the end? Well, this guy's a joker. And go, come on. My brother said, "Hey, Vin Man, how many people when you're in the hospital? I'll bet you told that joke a lot." And I really didn't. Because the nurses and the doctors, they're so serious when they come in. They're doing their work and they want to get you done so they can get to the next patient. So I didn't tell that joke at all. And so I had it in my repertoire, but it wasn't the happiest time to be telling jokes. It was serious. I was trying to figure out how to get out of there alive, and I did. But plus, they wouldn't put me in a room with a guy that had black testicles. That could be catchy. Come on. The only way I'd be in a room with a guy with black testicles is if he was black. Ooh, and watch it now. And then the episode before that, I told you that joke about what color God is. That's a true joke. God is probably brown, right? I mean, it's in all the jokes I tell are true, aren't they? Aren't jokes true? Like the news? Yeah. So may they be yellow, black, or white. Hey, and God is brown. It's not even in the song. They're trying to trick you there. None of the above, yellow, black, or white. No, God's brown, according to the Hawaiians. And aloha. And but hey, wait a minute. This weekend I just saw a great movie. It's called The Shack, and I'm all confused because it was a movie, and in that one they portrayed God. She was black. She wasn't brown. Oh, wait a minute! Don't do much about the movie. I really recommend everybody go see that movie. And just so I'm confused. I don't know. Is God brown or is he black? And but no, The Shack. Yeah, it was. It's amazing. I just found out that The Shack, when the guy wrote it, he wasn't writing it for an audience. He was writing it for his kids, and he wrote this story, and then he went to Home Depot and had about 6 copies made up, and put them in the spiral kind of book thing that you can have done at Home Depot and Office Depot, not Home Depot, Office Depot, sorry, and gave them to his 6 kids, and somehow it got out, and and other people wanted them. He ended up selling 60 million copies of that book. I was going, 60 million? Oh, well, do the math. At $10 a book, that's $600 million. That's a lot of money. And to be a bestseller, bestsellers, they're lucky if they sell 50,000 books. So 50,000 add another zero, that's $5 million, let alone 600 million. So most bestsellers, yeah, hey, it's a bestseller because, and it sold, around 50,000 copies. But the Shack sold 60 million. So, and now it's in a movie. So, of course, they're going to make more off. And it's a good movie. They did it very, very well. So I highly recommend that movie. It's very disappointing going to the movies and seeing a bad movie. I like going to the movies. It's to me, it's like drugs. It's euphoria. I mean, think about it. You go into the movie and First of all, you turn off your cell phone so you're unconnected from the outside world. And they dim the lights, and then the show comes on, and it transfers you from this world to wherever the movie's going to take you. And I think it's a great way to escape reality for 2 hours. And I guess that's kind of what drugs or drinking does, is you escape reality for a few hours. Anyway, that's why I related it to that scenario. So, but no, I like it. It's just when you see a bad movie, oh my gosh, then you just it's wasted time. But a good movie's I saw another good movie. Boy, this last weekend I saw two movies. The other one was called Lion. It's about a little kid in India that happens to be by himself, and he gets, because his brother went off, and he gets, this little 5-year-old boy gets on a train it's an empty train because they're just going to transport it 1,000 miles away, empty, and he ends up 1,000 miles away from home. And people ask him, well, what's your mom's name? And he goes, Mom. They go, well, how can we expect to find your mom if you don't know her name? Well, I know my mom's name. Her name's Mom. So anyway, without giving away too much more of the movie, I recommend both those movies. They're both kind of tear jerkers, especially The Shack. I mean, it's good, but it's heavy. It's worth seeing. Go see them. And and I personally think The Shack should be, nominated and win the Best Picture Show of this year, 2017. However, it probably won't, because there's too much in it about Christianity and heaven, and the Academy doesn't seem to like those kind of movies. I wonder why. It's just, and the one they nominated this year is, what a big fiasco. This year they announced it was going to be La La Land that won the Best Picture Show, and then of course they all went up on the stage, and then they said, "Oh, we made a mistake. It's really, what is it, Moonshine or Moonlight or." I didn't see either one. Actually, I did go to see La La Land, and I walked out after the first 15 minutes. I thought it was going to be a musical. I mean, in La La Land, it starts off by all these cars are on the freeway, LA freeways, and they're all in gridlock traffic, stopped. So what happens? All the people get out of their cars and start singing and dancing and jumping on top of their cars, singing. I was going, oh my gosh, and about 10 minutes later, they're singing again. I said, I'm not staying for a musical. And so I walked out and went to another movie. And now my wife and her friend stayed, and they said, yeah, the first hour was pretty musical and not that good. But they said, yeah, the second hour of the show, it kind of came together and was a pretty good show. And I was going, well, I can't take an hour of bad to get an hour of good. And then the other one, my wife saw it the other day, Moonlight or Moonshine, Moonlight, I guess. And the one that won the Best Picture Show she said she thought it was terrible. She's terrible, and I was going, whoa. So anyways, it just, you can't always count on the Academy to tell you which is going to be the best picture to go see. Just like when I tell you, hey, I think these are like the Hawaiian joke, that was the best joke for 2015. The black testicles this is the best joke for last year. I'm just giving you the best of the best. Anyways, where was I going to go with this episode? Now I'm way over my time already, just talking about the movies. I like movies, and I suggest, you should go on date night. Guys, ask your honeys to go on a date night. It's a good way to spend time with them. And I tell you what, you're out for 2 hours and you don't do any arguing because you're not talking to each other. And I take her out to dinner afterwards. Discuss the movie, don't argue. She liked it and you didn't like it, and then you can debate it. So it's anyway, where was I going to go with this episode? I was going to go back to Hawaii and compare Hawaii to the Garden of Eden. But now, I'm running so low on time. but just think about it, let's say you were here, BC. This is BE, before Eden. Let's say, you happen to luck out and be in the Garden of Eden, where, oh my gosh, you don't have to work. You don't just go pick fruit off the trees and eat it. You go down to the beach every day, kind of like Hawaii. And anyways, if you never thought about how life was before it changed into where you had to toil for work and you couldn't just party every day. And I mean, of course you're going to have to work. I mean, God said if you don't work, you don't eat. But his kind of work was, yeah, go over to that tree and pick off an orange and a coconut and go down to the beach and, and catch a fish and have a party eating, So you did your work by collecting food. But then things changed. And that's when I want to talk to you. The correlation between the Garden of Eden and how Hawaii was before the merchants came and had the natives interested in money instead of partying at the beach. And yeah, the white guys came and then they turned the natives on to put the wine in the coconut and drink a bowl up. Put the wine in the coconut and everything is better. And so up until then, they thought the natives thought they had it good until they tried some of that fire water. That's what I want to talk to you about in the next episode, is about those Eden and Hawaii, both beautiful places, And anyways, I think I'm going to cut this one short. Maybe people will tune in. I hope they do. Tell a friend. Maybe we can get my fans up more than 12. Maybe we can get it up to 13. So anyway, next time I'm going to tell you before I told you it's too hard when I start doing my introductions. 10 minutes is up, and then I want to get to the meat. I can't do meat right now, otherwise they'll run another 10 minutes and say, oh, Vin Man was too long. So anyways, I hope I made you feel good today. If I didn't, go see the movie The Shack, and you'll feel good. Well, actually, it'll make you probably cry. Take a handkerchief, but it will make you feel good, and give you a lot to think about. A lot to think about, and and you'll find out that in that movie what color God is. See you tomorrow.